Good afternoon. My name is Sam Gandhi. I'm a class of 1990 graduate of the college. I'm a parent of two graduates of the college and a current student in the college. I'm also chair of the College Advisory Council. And so on behalf of the many alumni of this college, it's my honor to be the very first to welcome you as members of the class of 2028 to what we consider is the greatest university and college in the world. So I will congratulate you and your families on the efforts it took for you to get here. We're finally at the end of the summer. It's fall, and with many of your friends gone off to college, I'm sure everyone's kind of ready to get going and to start your undergraduate journey finally. Now, you and I are in classes almost 40 years apart from each other, but we probably share at least one other thing today. We're probably both just as nervous being here. Dean Hale and I started in our respective positions a little bit over a year ago, and I had the honor of doing the speech last year, so you would think that I would probably kind of get it together by now, but it's not easy. I mean, look at the place we're in, right? It's a little intimidating. In fact, when I left high school all those years ago, and I thought I knew what I was doing when I was sitting kind of in the same seat you're sitting in right now, I felt way over my head, kind of like I do now. So I'll tell you, let's do this together. We can all take a deep breath, relax, realize that we all belong here. Jim and his team haven't made some colossal mistake that they're going to figure out at the end of this day by inviting us here. And not only are we going to all get through this, we're all going to do really well, okay? So in fact, today's the day you turn the page. You start the path to discovering and really uncovering the best versions of yourselves. So first, this is your chance to finally get rid of that irritating nickname someone gave to you in 3rd grade that you hated, and you couldn't get rid of it, okay? Some idiot probably yelled it at you as you walked across the stage getting your high school diploma. Well, I'll tell you, let it go. No one around here knows that nickname, okay? You can start again, something new, I promise. But the path to uncovering the best version of yourself takes more than just a new start, a new name, and sometimes it requires more than just hard work. Now, the tools are all here, but it requires you to have an open mind about how to learn and how to embrace an intellectually open and nonpartisan campus. So you probably read about what that means, and probably over the past year, and particularly probably over the past week, but you haven't really experienced it and are asking, what does that really mean for me? It means in your learning, letting go your prior prejudices about how to learn. It's kind of like that nickname you just decided to get rid of. It means learning from someone with a different background than you who you may not agree with. It may be hard, you may be uncomfortable, you may not succeed at first, and for some of you that may be a new experience. And as I've told my children who have been to this university, you also may get really offended by what you hear. But I'm telling you that's okay. That's what's required on this path that you're starting today in the pursuit of the best versions of yourself. You all have it in you already to succeed, and it's going through your own efforts and the opportunities that the college provides that your best self can be revealed. But I'm going to ask you to take on one more responsibility today. Being free to learn and discover isn't something to just consume. Freedom of expression can't be restricted only to your ability to express your beliefs and your ideas. To enjoy that freedom, it means, no, in fact, I'm going to tell you it requires you to argue for, and in fact, sometimes fight for the ability of others to express themselves, especially when you don't agree with them. An idea needs to prove its value by examination, discussion, and query, not by silence. And that's the essence of free expression and fundamental to having academic freedom. And it's an essential element in the concept of discovery, all of which you are going to experience here today, tomorrow, and over the next 4 years. So I'm going to ask each of you to take on that responsibility when you go through Hull Gate this afternoon, because it's not just only your own journey for yourselves, but you agree to preserve what we think is the superpower of this university. It's not just for you, it's for others, and not just who are here, but who are going to come after you. Now, this journey is not just academic. The discovery of your best version of yourself comes from the experiences you're going to have, the friends you're going to make, and the challenges you're going to undertake. So I would tell you, don't shortchange yourself for the easy. Embrace the hard, embrace the challenging, and I promise you, you are going to find the person you're truly meant to be here. So I really wish you well on this wonderful and finally beautiful day. I wish you good luck, and everybody up here, and I know particularly all your parents and family outside, are going to wish you the best. And finally, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity and the privilege to speak to you today. Good luck. Before I leave, I'm going to introduce the one person in this room besides you who is probably the one most responsible for your presence here today. He's the Vice President for Enrollment and Student Advancement and Dean of Admissions of College Admissions and Financial Aid, Jim Nondorf.
Okay, well, hello, and welcome students and families. I did tell you it would all work out, and here you are, hopefully sitting there with your nice, really cool Chicago socks that I gave you, and you are feeling as excited as I am, which is congratulations and get excited for the best 4 years of your life, everybody. Give yourself a little, yeah. Now, I want to take 1 second for your parents who are over in the quad, and I want to be like, nice job on the child-rearing parents, way to go. And I want to ask you all to do me one small favor before they leave. Don't forget to tell your parents how much you love them and how much they have done for you. It'll mean a lot to them, and I'm getting verklempt, hold on. Okay, now, I know I probably shouldn't say this, but you may be the best class I have ever admitted in the history of the University of Chicago. I know that given your past accomplishments and your future aspirations, I am certain that you will make incredible contributions to our campus and very soon to the world. You really are awesome. And thank you for such a great year. Not only are you brilliant academically, and I know you are, I don't care what your siblings say, you are kind, you are appreciative, and you share your joy with others. I've seen it, I saw it in your applications, and I've seen it at the admitted student programs and getting to know you over this last year. I want you to know it has been an honor to be your Dean of Admissions, so thank you for that. And now, before I start to cry like a baby because you're leaving me, I have one job to do today, and that is to officially introduce you to the university. And so I will say, President Alivisatos, I am so pleased and incredibly proud to formally present to you, Dean Hale, and the UChicago faculty, the awesome class of 2028.
Welcome, class of 2028. It is really a joy and a happiness to see you here and to be with you and to feel your energy and to know what you're going to do. So, Dean Nondorf, well done. Welcome to your journey of learning how to think. It is a beautiful and fun journey. It has challenges, surprises, and adventures. 47 years ago, Karl Weintraub, a scholar famous for studies of the history of the concept of the self, delivered the Aims of Education address to my class of 1981. I remember him as being very formal. He glowered at us before sternly admonishing, "Everything you have ever said or thought was said or thought before. That was said by the Roman poet Terence 2,000 years ago." Somehow, he thought that that would be encouraging to us. This year, your Aims of Education address will be delivered by Patrick Jagoda, who has blue hair and designs computer games to reveal truths about society's human learning and behavior. He will share an aim for you to uncover new and just ideas by learning how to play here. From Weintraub to Jagoda, so much is constant and yet so much has changed. Which begs the question, what is new for you in learning how to think, and what is evergreen and eternal? This university will always be a place of truth-seeking, imbued with an enduring and deep philosophy for learning how to think. We are devoted to the careful and critical examination of ideas. We recognize that all parts of human knowledge are interconnected, and therefore we value deeply looking at problems from the point of view of many different disciplines. We champion rigorous reasoning and quantitative thinking. The core curriculum you will soon embark on will immerse you in this way of learning and even being. There is one foundational principle, Sam referred to it, that underpins this way of learning, that underpins the entire university: freedom of inquiry and expression. This is the central principle above all others. A key moment in your journey will come when something you once were certain is true, you suddenly see is not. In the quest for knowledge, we can be lulled by conventional wisdom, deceived by rhetoric, led astray by our attachment to our favorite theory. We can fail to recognize what is right before our eyes. Open questioning is the key to avoiding those kinds of errors: groupthink, dogma, or ideology. This applies just as much to understanding mathematics as it does for discussion of politics. In this principle, we also see how the community we are all in together, how important it is to you. Yours will not be a solitary journey. It will be a journey of mutual gifts. Here amongst you are people who share your love of knowledge and learning, and who come from a staggeringly different set of backgrounds and experiences with very wide range of viewpoints. By engaging in dialogue across this range, you stand to learn so much from each other. This give and take of dialogue across difference can be difficult to navigate, yet is the essential skill for seeking knowledge and truths throughout your life. The Chicago Principles offer a powerful guide. I urge you to read them as you begin this journey, as well as the Chicago Canon, which reveals the history of how those principles came to be and how deeply the university is committed to the never-ending struggle to be a place of genuine free expression. At the heart of all this is to share your views with candor. while never seeking to silence others from doing so or to impose a viewpoint on others. The right to free expression is so essential that we protect the right of a person to say things that may be unwelcome, disagreeable, even deeply offensive. If you can approach a disagreement with kindness and humility, an eagerness or at least a willingness to hear a different point of view, then odds of getting to the bottom of it will improve. But at the end of the day, you do yourself and others no favors by holding back. Indeed, do speak your mind, but never seek to disrupt the learning and expression of others. That is an egregious violation of our norms and policies. These enduring and eternal elements in the quest for how to think are an essential but incomplete part of your journey. Human understanding and knowledge is changing all the time, and you arrive at a time when I believe the change is faster than ever before in human history. What this means is that there has never been a greater abundance of opportunity for those who seek to learn how to think. As you advance beyond the core, you will have so many choices to make as you delve into specific areas of knowledge that you choose. You will see disciplines as they are, their current status, and you will learn to see their limitations. And even as you engage in research opportunities and internships, you may begin to extend the very boundaries of human knowledge and to bring your newfound knowledge to impactful action in the world. We're thrilled to be your coaches and critics and mentors and guides and partners and cheerleaders in your journey. In just a few years' time, I look forward to standing before you as you graduate. I will have the honor of announcing to the world that the University of Chicago proudly welcomes you to the community of educated persons. Today, I'm delighted to welcome you as the newest members of this special community. Let our journey together begin. You probably are getting to know the most amazing dean ever, Dean Melina Hale. And I turn it over now to the Dean of the College, Melina Hale.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hello to the people behind me, too. I'm Melina. I'm your Dean of the College, and I am so pleased to welcome you, the class of 2028, our transferring students, and our families. I'm welcoming you to the college and to opening Convocation. Welcome also to our returning students, our faculty, staff, and friends who've joined us on this momentous day. We've been waiting for all of you and are so excited that you're here. I'm so proud to be Dean of our College Maroons, and I'm honored to speak to you. Although our college is constantly evolving, it's constantly innovating, our culture has always stood firmly on cornerstones of, and you've heard already, academic freedom. Rigorous inquiry is another, breadth of disciplinary curiosity, and also, to quote a wonderful past president, Hannah Gray, on the importance of your learning how to think, rather than our instructing you on what to think. So this summer, I have been fortunate to meet many of our wonderful alumni, the community that Sam here represents so well. I've met with alums in the US and abroad. I've met with alums from the 50s and 70s to the most recent graduates. graduates from a wide range of majors, and leaders in a wide range of careers as well. And although in those meetings I heard about many favorite experiences and people, the strongest thread through our conversations was how those cornerstones I mentioned and the related habits of mind that alums learned and practiced in the college have been so important to them, enriching their lives and their careers. Just this past Friday, I was in New York and had breakfast with one alum, and she encapsulated it so perfectly in the practice, or some might say philosophy, you'll probably discuss in class, which is that she had learned here to question everything. Variously attributed to Socrates and Euripides, by questioning everything, we honor curiosity and the seeking of truth. We trust that our confusion deserves to be resolved. We test the certainty of our understanding. We also understand that question everything doesn't mean interrogate everyone. Authentic questioning is not posturing. Questioning works well as a collaborative pursuit. There is an admirable humbleness and also confidence in questioning everything, in the admission that we can always learn more and that we will dig in to truly understand. We'll come back to this idea of questioning everything throughout my remarks today, but I'll encourage you to consider that learning here in the college, yes, is about the materials you'll get in class, but more deeply, it's about practicing those habits of mind that you'll find at UChicago. So this afternoon, I'll talk about, first, our college and the core curriculum, then our college in this great university, and lastly, our community. So first, let's focus on our college and the core curriculum. As new students to the college, your coming months will be filled with lots of new friends and fun, and immersion in the core curriculum, a hallmark of the first few years of our college studies, which can also be really fun, I promise. You will find that the core curriculum has some particular features to it and terms that we use. It's organized in sequences rather than in individual courses. The sequences are designed by topic rather than by discipline, and we aim that you load these requirements into your first 2 years of study. There's a devious logic to this in placing these courses first and holding off on your specializations into the majors. The goal of the core is for us to grapple with transformative ideas in diverse disciplines and, importantly, ways to approach questions in those fields. So sequences based in the humanities, in the social sciences, in the biological sciences, and the physical sciences will introduce you to the habits of mind and methods, to how scholars in those areas pose questions and gather and analyze evidence. Many students through the course find a second passion that brings personal satisfaction and growth, or they find new ideas for a major or a minor. But even when the core is far from your passions, the learning transfers in surprising ways. When the future scientist or economist digs into claims of textual criticism, or the linguist does the same for project-based inquiry in biology, that's anything but a waste of time. It provides a richer set of information, perspectives, approaches to problems, both the breadth of knowledge and the mental habits to question everything. In this sense, the work you put into the core is a long-term investment for approaching life and careers, supporting adaptations as your life passions shift or as you advance into new expectations and responsibilities. As one of my predecessors, Don Levine, said to the incoming class of 1985, we promise that you will know the difference between an opinion and an argument, between a good argument and a specious one, and that you will credit the quality of argument even when it is made in favor of conclusions with which you disagree. The core curriculum is a big part of upholding that promise. Next, I'll turn to our college within this great university. Defining the university is too big a task for these remarks, but the university's motto is a reasonable place to start. So here it is, in English. let knowledge grow from more to more, and so be human life enriched. The motto dates from 1910, when a committee led by our then President Judson sought recommendations for our university seal. The committee considered dozens of options for our motto, but were charmed by an idea from Paul Shorey, professor of classical Greek language and literature. Shorey combined a line from Alfred Tennyson's poem In Memoriam with some phrasing from Virgil's Aeneid, and in a moment of inspiration in a train car, captured the spirit of the University of Chicago. This was a serious achievement because that spirit already existed in the teaching, in the scholarship and study that had taken hold in the decades since the university's founding. The committee agreed, and the motto stuck, and we are a community of scholars and researchers building knowledge in sometimes direct, but also in many indirect ways, contributing to the world and to the human experience. That cornerstone of academic freedom I mentioned before is deeply important here, as it allows us scholars, who now include all of you, to follow data wherever it leads as we grow knowledge, and to make sure that paradigm-breaking and minority viewpoint voices are protected. Now, you've heard President Alivisatos and Sam speak about our principles early in Convocation, and I won't go into those again. There will be many times through your years here to engage as a college and university community. Now, the college is often spoken of as the heart of the university, but if it is the heart, as a biologist, I would argue that it is actually the whole circulatory system. The college is everywhere, and students, like blood cells, travel widely to the far ends of campus, lingering and then moving again in their pursuit of knowledge and degrees. Know that all of these distal tips of intellectual engagement of the university are open to you. No matter your career aspirations as a college student at the university, you have incredible opportunities in and outside of the classroom to engage in the creation of knowledge and intellectual production with people who have dedicated their lives to these pursuits. It's another invitation to question everything. If you take a few minutes to explore the calendars of academic programs and institutes, you'll find a never-ending stream of research seminars, colloquia, readings, and performances to take in that you're both welcome, and we really encourage you to attend. You never know when you'll meet a new mentor or friend or encounter a new idea that influences your worldview. Lastly, I'll turn now to our community. This autumn, you will see a lot of college spirit around campus through athletic games and the celebrations of homecoming and family weekend, and the buzz of our phenomenal student organizations. Community also happens on a more personal level. It's heartwarming but not surprising to witness the advocacy and caring that students, faculty, and staff demonstrate for each other. Even the smallest kindness can make a big difference, and I'm grateful for the kindness and grace that I see members of our community offering each other. We in the college totally believe in you. We are committed to your success and will support and cheer your progress all along the way. We care deeply that you learn and grow and that you are able to thrive as a person as well as a learner. Remember, there are people in the college, and more broadly the university, who provide support and resources: academic advisors and tutors, folks in student wellness and the Dean of Students office, and your RAs, resident heads, and resident deans, just to name a few. And I'm always here for you too, so please feel free to come to me. As we celebrate learning and discovery, it's important for us to be honest about what we need for a successful term. The quarter moves fast, and it can get ahead of any of us, myself included. Developing support structures that work for you is important, and by this I mean for your wellness as well as for your academic success. Sometimes the hardest thing is understanding what you as an individual need and asking for it. Now, earlier I mentioned there's admirable humbleness and confidence in asking questions, in admitting we don't know something and pushing until we get an answer that makes sense to us personally. There's also an admirable humbleness and confidence in asking for help personally. I promise that the people you admire, who seem to hold everything in balance, also look to networks of structures of support. Most of us have, alongside our intellectual strengths, areas in which we struggle. All that the college has to offer can best be engaged and enjoyed by having supportive relationships and for asking for help when needed. We can't wait to see what you bring to the college experience and to support your unique path. Now, I'll close briefly with a note to parents who are marking an important transition of their own today. So parents and families, your love and support have made this moment in your child's life possible, and you will continue to play a crucial role in seeing them through this next stage. That role will be changed as they mature in ways that delight you and show you that they are capable of things you have always suspected and more. As a parent, I have experienced what you're going through this week. My oldest just graduated from our college last year, and I recall the bittersweetness of watching him process as an incoming student through Hall Gate. It's an unforgettable moment for any parent or loved one. We parents know that this is the culmination of years of support and loving guidance, and that all was before all this anxious work of applying to colleges, waiting for responses, celebrating admissions to UChicago. Today's ritual is a statement that your child is ready for the remarkable years ahead. As a parent or loved one, the sight of your child gathered in this chapel, joining one of the world's greatest universities, also fills us with pride and admiration. Your children are now University of Chicago's students, scholars in this precious community. I speak for all the college when I say that we share your pride and your confidence in our incoming students and are excited that they are here. Okay, everyone, we're at conclusion. So this occasion closes with our ritual parting of ways. In a moment, the motet choir will sing our alma mater. Afterwards, students, we will process together through the quads and Hall Gate and then out to Stagg Field to take your class photograph. And finally, you will circle with your new friends and housemates for events in your residence halls. And for parents and families, you're warmly invited after the processional to join President Alivisatos, myself, and other members of our faculty and leadership for a reception in Hutchinson Courtyard. Welcome again to our cherished community, and welcome to this academic year. And thank you.
Sing the praise of her, whose daughters and whose sons now royal voices proudly raise, to bless her with our penitence. Of all fair mothers fair is she, most wise of all that wisest be.